my point here of actually bringing this is Jaya and Vijaya. Yes, there is a very interesting story in the Puranas, but there is a deeper level philosophy there. Yeah. So what is the deeper level philosophy for us that Varuna is telling us? Because for us is what we want to go, like Sanat Kumaras, we want to get the door that needs to be opened so that we can go into moksha state, that we can actually go to the Turiya state. We have to reach there. That is you and mine, our ambition and intention. But the Jaya Vijaya philosophy behind the Jaya Vijaya is actually telling you those demons that are there inside us. Yeah. So let us think about it. So in Krita Yuga, you had Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. Okay. Look at those words very carefully. What is the etymology of the words? These fellows have got these names, Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, not by chance, but very relevantly they've got their names there. So let's split that open. Hiranya means what? Gold. Aksha means what? He who is seeing gold all the time, which means what? He who is always seeing money. Who is the one who is always seeing the money? The materialist. Okay. Hiranya Kashipu. Kashipu literally means pillow. Okay. So he who hides money under the pillow. So what does that mean? Moha, he who wants to protect his money and his wealth and hide and attach to his material wealth. He is Hiranyakashipu. Okay. So immediately you get that clue there. We are all Hiranyakshas and Hiranyakashipus in one form or the other. Yeah, there is no ifs or buts. I raise my hands and accept that. And I'm sure some of you may be in that category also, that we are all becoming Hiranyakshas and Hiranyakashipus, not all the time, but occasionally. We need to get rid of that. Okay. Look at Rama Avatara, Ravana and Kumbhakarna. Who was Ravana? Ravana is Kama, desires. What was he desiring? He was desiring somebody else's wife. Yeah. The Kama. Kumbhakarna stands for what? Sleep. Sleep is what? This fellow was sleeping for months, isn't it? Sleep for what? Sleep is ignorance, right? Nidra is ignorance. So Kama and ignorance. And some of us have this desire and ignorance. And again, the Rama Avatara, the philosophy there is get rid of that. Look at Shishupala and Dandavakra. Shishupala was Dvesha. Dvesha means we all know the story, right? He had to be given the opportunity to curse and use bad words around Krishna for 100 times or so. And then the Sudarshana Chakra goes and kills him. Yeah, the Dvesha. He's the anti-God concept, the atheist, constantly bringing down the supreme. Yeah. Dantavakra was full of anger. Yeah. And again, in the Jaya Vijaya, the story per se is very interesting, but the deeper philosophy there makes sense to our lives. Kama, Krodha, Dvesha, Moha, Mada, Matsara, all those 6 qualities that are described so much in the Shastras, Gita in particular. Kama, Krodha, Moha, Lobha, Mada, Matsara. These are all the 6 things that needs to go before we make our spiritual journey. And again, that Krishna, Rama, Narasimha, and Varaha stand for the 4 aspects of Omkara, Akara, Ukara, Makara, and Nada. Yes, from a philosophical perspective is interesting, but for our own spiritual journey, when next time when we think about Rama, Krishna, and Narasimha and Varaha, let's remind ourselves that in a deeper level, all these demons are actually inside us, and somehow we need to get rid of it. That comes only with practice and also with divine grace. So as long as these fellows are there, our door to liberation is shut. Yeah. Once we conquer this, then the doors open for liberation. So Jaya and Vijaya will then open the door for our liberation. So that is the philosophical angle to this whole Rama, Krishna, Narasimha, Varaha avatar. And of course, at some point we discussed about Varaha and how scientifically it's very interesting. Look at Varaha, he's carrying earth, which is round. So our Vedic fellows knew that earth was round eons ago. And Varaha avatara, there are Varaha appeared twice. Yeah. And what is Varaha's role? Earth goes outside its orbit around the sun twice, and he brings it back and puts it back into orbit. Okay, and that again goes very well with the creation of the solar system. So if you read cosmology and how solar system, our own solar system was created, there are descriptions about how Earth moved out of its orbit at least on two different occasions. And somehow Puranas talk about this Varaha avatara, which brought that Earth back into its orbit. And note, Earth is round in our Puranas, which is thousands of years ago. So we don't have to give any credit to Copernicus or whoever it was in the Greek or Roman or whatever astronomers. Our Puranas have described this long time ago. So that was one point I was to bring in, which is slightly out of context, but just to pull you back. So the Krishna, Rama, Narasimha, and Varaha avatars should remind you of Akara, Ukara, Makara, and Nada. HinduKnowledgeAcademy.com will celebrate Vedic culture and present its philosophies to the modern Hindu in an accessible format. Our ancient heritage is our greatest strength. Through preservation and dissemination, together, let us spread positivity in the world. Thank you for listening and welcome to Hindu Knowledge Academy.